Hey gang, it's your old buddy Platt. Today I show you how to make alligator jerky. So let's go. So when you talk about jerky, most people naturally think beef jerky. You go to a grocery store or whatever, even your, like a Bass Pro Shop or whatever, you see beef jerky. Most of the time they may have a package or two down the bottom of turkey jerky or what have you, but generally it's beef jerky. If you know hunters or are in an area where hunting is a little bit bigger, you might get venison jerky or elk jerky. But after those meats, that's pretty much it. You generally don't make jerky out of chicken or pork. They're, pork's kind of a fattier meat. Same with chicken. Also, it's tricky on the internal temperature you want to get on those meats. So, like I said, after you get past turkey jerky, venison jerky, whatever, that's where most people stop. But the reality is you can make jerky pretty much out of any animal. And there's a lot of variety out there. And one of them is alligator. And I got a little lucky. A friend of mine got me some alligator meat, a pound of alligator meat. And kind of inspired me to make this. Actually, he'd received a few more pounds of gator, and they made, I think, gator kebabs or whatever, but he's like, hey, I got a little meat, I know you make jerky, would you like some? I was like, oh yes, why not? So that's what we're going to do today, is make some alligator jerky. When I got the gator, I did some quick research on the gator. One good thing about gator meat is it's real lean. Think about an alligator, you just don't see a lot of fat on alligator. The meat's lean. There is some fat though. They gave me a bunch of strips, and I had to do a little trimming, to get the strips thin enough for to make jerky. You still want to cut thin, no matter what meat you use. But there was a little bit of fat, a little bit of connective tissue too, which I had to trim off. But it wasn't bad. It wasn't a lot of work. But it's something you do want to keep an eye on if you use gator. Downside to gator, like I said, I got lucky. A friend gave it to me. But if you look in the marketplace, gator's kind of expensive. I was looking online, and I do have to state, I live in Las Vegas. There's not a gator or us anywhere near. I can't go catch gator. So we have limited sources of gator out here. But I was looking at gator prices just in general, and I was seeing like $18, $18.99, $20, something like that for a pound of gator. I did see online where you could buy a whole skinned gator for $13.50 a pound or whatever. So think about it, if you bought a 90-pound gator or something like that, you're looking at, $1,000 plus. But, I guess if you're going to buy a whole gator and cut it and trim it yourself, then, what have you. Probably the first questions popping in a lot of your mind is, what does gator taste like? In full disclosure, I've had gator before. It's been like 20 years ago, and it was fried. It almost came like in a nugget hush puppy combo thing. I remember not being extreme either way. Really like it, really hate it. I kind of remember being indifferent to it. It was edible, still, and everything. And like I said, it was fried and had all kinds of sauces or whatever. So you really weren't biting into the meat, meat anyway. A little bit of the research I've done. What we're using is parts of the tail, and the tail is where that tenderloin is at on the alligator, and tenderloin on generally any animals, that's generally where the best meat's at, and it's the meat you're looking for. It's a white meat. It's a leaner meat. I've seen it. Most people say when you try an exotic meat, most people always say, well, it tastes like chicken. The research I've done, and like I said, vaguely from remembering the one time I'd had before, that's not totally off. Again, especially comparing the white meat of the gator to a white meat of the chicken, fairly close. Another comparison's quail, which, if you think about quail, chicken, that kind of makes sense. I had seen where some people say they think it gets a little fishy taste. I do know earlier, I was trimming some of the fat off earlier to prep for this video, and you got a little fishy type smell. And it's understandable. I mean, if you think about gators, an aquatic animal like fish or whatever, and it didn't sound too crazy. It was just a slight smell, though. It wasn't like, you know, if you're gutting a fish or whatever, you ever smelled that smell, you know what that's like. It's nothing like that, but you can see where probably somebody would get a hint of fish. Like I said, we have 1 pound here, and that's what we're going to use. I've already trimmed everything. I have not seen ground gator, but I'm sure it's somewhere out there. But like I said, you get a tenderloin or a piece of tenderloin and cut it up in strips, you're good there. So with that being said, let's make some gator jerky, and let's start off with our marinade. Alright, so to make my life easier, what I'm going to do is just, I've already cut and trimmed my gator, so I've already got it in strips. I'm just going to add my marinade into my bag, just make my life easier, and I can mix it up then. We are going to start off with a 1/4 cup of soy sauce. This recipe is going to be fairly straightforward, but we're going to add a little twist at the end. All right, so a 1/4 cup of soy. We're going to add 1 tablespoon of our Worcestershire sauce. These two are staples in jerky making. All right. Next, we're going to add a 1/4 teaspoon of onion powder. Then a 1/4 teaspoon of garlic salt. I kind of like using garlic salt every once in a while. A, because I like garlic, and B, I like the fact that I can get kind of my garlic and my salt together. Next, a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. Alright, and this is where I spice things up a little bit. Try to, you know, if you think gator, you kind of think Cajun, New Orleans, Louisiana. And when I think New Orleans, I think hurricanes of drinks. So I'm going to add in a 1/4 cup of Myer's dark rum. Alcohol in general makes a great marinade, so we'll add a little dark rum in there. You know, rum's also molasses based. Molasses is big down in New Orleans, so that kind of works. And then finally, I know most people would say Tabasco, but I'm more of a Cholula guy, so I'm going to add a little Cholula just to spice this up a little bit. Alrighty. Then I'm just going to seal the bag. Alright. And then we'll just mix her up. Alright. This kind of makes your life easier and more cleaner. See, look, the hands are clean. Alright, so I'm going to mix this up, and then I'm going to leave this overnight, and we'll come back tomorrow to make our jerky. Alright, so it's the next day, and I've got my gator out of the marinade. You can see I still have a lot of liquid left over, and I want to talk real quick about a technique. If you use any kind of liquid marinade, you want to take your meat before you tray up, and just take some paper towel, and just kind of take off excess moisture. Remember, we're dehydrating, so we don't want a ton of moisture. You know, use the moisture to marinate the meat, but we don't want too much of that going in the dehydrator. So just see the moisture I'm picking off of that. So that's just a little helpful tip. Also, too, just a reminder, when you lay your jerky out, be sure to give plenty of space. Pieces can touch a little bit, but you don't want them overlapping. So you want to make sure you spread all this out to allow even airflow. With most other jerky I've made, generally, especially with ground beef or whatever, 4 hours is about right. And that's what we're going to shoot for here. But I'd advise to check up on this after a couple hours or so. I'd never really used gator meat before, so I'm not sure how fast it cooks or whatever. So I'll keep an eye on it after a couple hours. But anyway, we're shooting for 4 hours. So let me get this racked up, get my dehydrator going, and we'll come back to taste our jerky. Alright gang, so it's been 4 hours and I've turned off our dehydrator. I checked earlier, most of the pieces are good. I have some pieces that were just a little thicker. I might have to leave it a little longer. But let's give her a try. I'm going to actually start on this second rack. Meat's a little chewier than I was thinking. Got plenty of that classic kind of a saltiness of jerky. Not much heat. I mean, a little, but not much. Actually, I think I'd pepper this up a little bit more, maybe some cracked peppercorn, something like that. As far as the meat itself, no. Alright, now I'm going to take a little piece off the top. Now, it's still a little chewy. Okay. The meat, like, so there's something. It's not necessarily the spice blend or whatever. Like I said, I could add a little more pepper. As far as the physical meat itself, I don't know, it's just not giving me much. It's just kind of there. But anyway, we made jerky. We made alligator jerky. And that shows you that, again, any kind of meat, you know, as long as it's a good lean kind of meat, and obviously a safely secure, you know, and not roadkill or anything like that, but that you can make jerky out of pretty much any kind of meat. So I will leave the recipe down below. I'll also leave a link if you want to get one of these dehydrators too. Well, I hope you liked this video. If you did, please subscribe down below. Also, please like the video because it lets you too know we're putting out good content. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them in the comment section, or you can always contact me on the Twitter page. Till next time, bottoms up.